Hello, Raptors, and welcome back to the letter. Welcome back to the game, guys. In the last episode, we saw Zachary and Ash having a huge fight in which I was completely not involved in myself. I'm really not involved in anything. I'm just making the choices on behalf of them because they can't make the choices because they're in the computer. Okay. Anyways, that being said, let's get into the letter. Somehow there has always been this kind of disconnection between me, disconnect between me and books in general. Sure, some of them held my attention in my mouth during the brief times of the day I was left to my own with nothing to do. Yeah, we were in the library after having a huge fight. The best place to go after having a huge fight with someone is to the library to read some books, guys. That's what Zachary has taught me anyway, so... I went through the whole of Grant's collection, as a matter of fact. Read all of them twice or thrice even. But they never did hold it for long. Most of it even sticked. Especially after I learned it's simply easier to do things myself if I want to learn stuff. Ooh. This ain't in the plan in the first place. But after the argument, I really don't have any other choice. Exactly, because you come to the library after any argument with your girlfriend or boyfriend, right? Am I right? Oh, quick update, guys. I fixed Spidey over here. Look at him. I fixed Spidey. And he's resting now in my humble abode. Check this out. Update on Spidey, guys. Update on Spidey. Let me bring this a little closer if I can. Look at him. It's like staring at my computer. What are you doing? What are you doing, Prirapter? Nothing. I'm reading the visual novels, horror novels to creep the shit out of me. That's what I'm doing. Alright. Not that typical mom one would associate with library, but one akin to a hush prior to an impending trouble. Or perhaps I'm just overthinking again. I really like to think I'm just too much about this, that this is just a lack of sleep talking. Regardless, apart from a group of students murmuring in a corner somewhere, this place is free of usual visitors. All while my footsteps echo in the manner unsettling enough to raise the hairs at the back of my neck. Can't read. Much to my relief, it does not take me long to find him, being the only occupant in this side of the room. Professor Andrew Clark Kent. I've never personally met the man, but Ash has spoken highly of him several times. In fact, he is Ash's go-to guy when something's troubling him with a case. My steps are unsure as I approach. At any rate, he greets me with a warm smile like a grandson he hasn't seen in a long time.
Ashton's friend, I take it. Zachary. You'll have to forgive this old man if I don't get your name right.
You got it right, Professor.
Oh no, you got it. It's Zach.
He got it.
Zachary Steele, Professor Clark.
He gestures at the empty seat across the table when he returns to his books. The next couple of minutes pass in a relative silence as he continues to read and take notes from the pile he's accumulated on the table. Maybe I should have taken a book first before heading here. But before I can even get far into the idea, the professor clicks a book shut and sets at the top of the stack next to him.
Ashton told me you were hoping to get answers from me.
Ah, my eyes. At my confused look, he lets out a small chuckle.
He sent a message ahead. A friend needs to have some sense knocked into him. In verbatim.
Why? Because I was telling you the truth that there is a ghost in the mansion, but you refuse to believe me, or something is going horribly wrong with Hannah and you refuse to believe me on the situation. Is that why I sent a text to Professor Clark Kent saying that I need help? I don't need help.
That boy never changes.
I wasn't really expecting he'd do that.
But he did that.
Although I'm not quite sure what I could share, I'll do my best to help.
Thanks, Doc. I mean, Professor. Although you could be a doctor. Anyways. Ghost, there are a lot of things I want to ask. How do we get out of this mess in the first among tens? Hundreds of concerns in my head. But in presence of someone I barely know, the thoughts won't easily form. He's nothing but patient, however, and with enough time to mull over, a question finally forms.
Do you believe in the paranormal, Professor?
I believe in the paranormal after I seeing shit that I should have seen in the game. Right here. Okay.
It's supernatural, actually. Don't worry. It's a common mistake to make. But they really are two different things.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did I mistake it for calling it supernatural instead of calling it the? I forgot what you called it. But anyways, that was the thing it was supposed to be called at in the first place. I don't care. I don't care. That's me.
The other one deals with what we can't explain at the moment, while the other are here.
Whoops! I seem to have pressed something on my other side of my hand, and I shouldn't have pressed because I needed to see the whole dialogue and I can't go back. Why is this happening to me today? Whoa! Those are some piece of paper that I won't read in my leisure time that I'm gonna burn away, probably gonna burn them in my wood burning fireplace if I have one. Or I might just use my lighter and burn them. What am I saying? I don't know, because I just want to see the world burn. He places a couple of papers in front of me, the very same one he was writing on earlier. A study of Luxembourg's supernatural culture in a nutshell.
A friend of mine wrote that a few years ago. He took interest in the city after reading about the stories.
Oh, so you're telling me the ghost came with Hannah and Wright? No, that couldn't be it, right? Because when Isabel first went into the mansion, the Wrights weren't actually moved in. So they weren't officially moved in. So they didn't even step... Or did they? No, they didn't even step in the mansion itself. Yeah, so it couldn't have come from Luxembourg. It has to do something with the mansion. Or we are in Luxembourg. I completely forgot the story because I haven't played it in a while and I'm playing it again. Jeez. But I think we're in Luxembourg.
I have to agree with him here. Even stories dealing with things you don't see with the naked eye can be rife with culture, and this city thrives on it.
Thrives on it.
Just ask the locals.
Okay.
Like ghosts, for example.
Among other things. The interpretation has changed over the years, though. Various religions, for example, have their own version. It might not always be a spirit now.
Yeah, it is a spirit. I can show you the pictures.
It could be a memory, or an imprint, an echo, so to speak. Some are born from curses, even, out of great anger, hatred, or pain.
You know what else grows out of anger? The Incredible Hulk. I don't know what you guys were thinking
There
about.
was this one story. Ah, here it is.
Another book is pulled out of the stack and placed open atop the papers. While he speaks with such passion that it makes me wonder if some part of him believes this has to be true. It is interesting though, even if I'm personally not a fan of such stories. And soon, hours passed without my notice.
In the end, it asked for something to be sacrificed in order to destroy whatever anchors the wraith.
A divine sacrifice? From the Unforgiven game? Unforgiving and not in him? A divine sacrifice you're talking about? I'm not going to be divine sacrifice today.
A sad tale, that one. But the simplest grudge can bring the ugliest, even in the kindest person, with some people none the wiser.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just went on.
No, carry on, Professor. I would like to know more of your supernatural stuff you were talking about, because you clearly seem to know a lot about this.
Nah, it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Are you familiar with the Ermengarde mansion, though?
Of course. That goes without saying. Who hasn't heard of the local legend?
The local legend?
Although, word of the mouth is, someone has already bought it.
But, yeah, they have bought it, but what's the legend?
Ah, yeah. The Wright couple. It was a close friend who handled that sale.
So I heard. Well, don't think the house being bought by anyone would stop us from talking about it. What is it about the mansion, then?
But I thought you knew. You said something about an urban legend that you know, something you should probably mention to me, Professor Clark Kent.
I just want to ask what you think of it, sir.
We're going to need more than an afternoon for that, young man. Okay. You see, it's the kind that has changed over the years, passed down from one person to the next. Like
how the guy in the background is like sitting there motionless without moving an inch since the first time I entered the library. It's like amazing, and he has no facial features.
Sometimes it's the Lord William who haunts the place. There are versions where it's the lady of the house. But my favorite, a personal favorite, would have to be the ones that followed after the disappearance of the kind daughter.
Well, what about these then?
This is a moment of hesitation on the part before I pull up Mrs. Wright's photo and lay them all in front of him. Unlike Ash, though, the professor inspects each print with great interest. This gives me some hope, at least.
When were these taken?
When was this taken? Wouldn't you like to know, Professor Clark Kent? When were this taken?
Just the other day.
Why did I read that again?
Do you think those are the same?
Perhaps. Perhaps not. There were certainly instances when the film would pick up what the human eyes weren't able to see. But then, it could also have been human error.
How can that be a human... How can a perfectly beautiful face distort her face into something like that? I don't understand. That's not a human error. That's not a human error. I don't know what I'm doing this for. Yeah.
I didn't edit it in any way. You have my word on that, Professor.
Oh, you mean human error in that kind of way? Okay.
They all just came out like that.
Sorry for just like shouting, coming at you like that, Professor Clark Kent.
Then, if it is what you're thinking, I'd strongly advise against doing something reckless and further tangling with them. Accounts about them may be riveting to you, but most of it often ends in an unpleasant manner.
Why would I tangle with them? I'm just showing it to you. Why do you have to get so personal?
What about those people in the house? If there is something in there, shouldn't they know? I'm sure they're already familiar with the legends, but...
Some people might deserve it, however.
Oh, now he seems to be like pretty concerned. The tone of concern in his voice.
Deserve what, sir?
All of a sudden, the tenderness in the professor's eyes disappeared, his face becoming unreadable. As though catching himself, he hastily clears his throat, gathers his books, and rises from his seat.
Professor?
Professor, shut the fuck down. I need answers.
I'm sorry. I just remembered something
No!
I needed to do.
No, sit the fuck down. I need answers right now. Where do you think you're going? You can't leave me hanging like that. No, sit the fuck down.
You'll have to excuse me, Zachary.
No, I do not excuse you. Sit the fuck down. Come back here, Professor, with your big ass, Clark Kenty ass. Clark Kenty ass? What the hell is that?
All right. Do you need any help with that?
Don't let my looks fool you, son. I can still carry a few hundreds. I've been doing this for years.
Okay.
I'll see you some other time if you have any other questions.
No, this is unacceptable. I refuse to put my hand down. Whoa. Shit. Okay, that was bad. Ugh.
Of course.
Of course. Okay, like my Spidey fell down. Spidey doesn't like that one bit. Okay, I'm trying to put Spidey back on his feet, and it's not happening. Okay, there he goes. He's back on his feet, and my folder just fell. Yeah, why? Don't sit the fuck down. I deserve to know answers. I want answers right now. This refuses to stay in place. Okay, got it.
It was nice knowing you, Professor.
He doesn't hear it, however. In a few short strides, he's out of the library, leaving me every piece of his whole mess amidst oppressive silliness. Despite the answers gleaned, more questions surfaced. Is there even a single way out of this? I hope we find it soon. Why does the room feel so eerie, or whatever it is, however it's pronounced, but why does it feel like it's... ugh. My heavy treads and the sound of traffic outside echoing in my ears, filling the empty room with some semblance of life. Nana would have scolded me if she ever hears me walk like that, but after today, I really don't give a damn about everything. The mattress creaks under my weight as I unceremoniously flop down on it, and I find myself looking at the paper under my crib. What is that? An invitation and a request to cover an event. The Wrights' housewarming party tomorrow evening. Oh, this is where shit goes down on Hannah's side as well. Okay, if you guys don't know what happened, you might want to check the previous episodes out, because things get really pretty intense. Things get really intense. About the thing in their house. With a sigh, I let my hand fall to the side of the bed along with the invitation. I'll think about it tomorrow when my hand ain't muddled with thoughts of headless woman and the haunting smiles of a ghost. Belatedly, it occurs to me that the last meal I ate had been the one with Ashton. And an empty gouting ache makes itself known, but I can't bring myself to stand. Today was a complete waste of time, and frankly, a disappointment. Yes, it was. The professor wasn't help at all. He bailed. Why did he bail on us? I don't like that. The lack of certainty, the disquiet, the lack of stable ground to stand on, the part where I do not know what will come tomorrow. Ever since the damn letter, everything has been thrown out of the loop. I wish everything stayed the same. Routine would have been easier to make sense of than this. Closing my eyes, I let the noise from the streets blow lull me to sleep. A lullaby. Okay. At the very least, that's the one thing that hasn't changed. October 29th, Saturday. We're back in the dream again. I hope you see the creepy lady and she spooks me and I get spooked. Because I know I'm expecting something, but then I get spooked either ways. Because that's just me, guys. I get spooked always. The melody carries into the hall long before I cross the threshold. Solemn but gentle and soothing, a reminder of what home is. Past firm but meaningful gaze, Ma's wistful smiles, the warm rays filtering through the eaves at sunset. A distinct smell of wet earth and leaves after a long day's rain in our room. The room, Ma and Pa's pride and joy, a place we were once promised several springs ago. Yet it won't stop.
No, wait! Come back! I'll be good this time!
Why did that scare me? I know I was expecting something. God damn it. Okay, no wait, come back. I'll be good this... Why did I read that again? This is how it happens when I get spooked and I read some things that have been already said.
Please don't leave! Please stay!
The floorboards are cold under my feet. More than it usually is. The walls more forbidding than what I'm used to. Farther and farther, the room goes. Ma's singing ceases and Pa. I can't hear Pa. Yeah, whoa. You seem to have a problem there, Zachary. You should visit a psychologist, not a professor. The professor is a douchebag. A real good psychologist. A dream psychologist. About dreams, not anything else. We're not crazy. Only our dreams are haunting us. Okay. Not about the raucous clanging and the deafening roars of gunshots. Not the screams replacing the comforting, soft melodies. There's only the blinding fear. But when the light breaks... It's that again. Her skin has already taken a sickly pale color, rotten in most parts, blood dripping from every open gash and lesions on her body. Yeah, I can see that her brain seems to be pretty out of her skull. Oh. Bony hands grip Hannah's neck like a noose, staining the skin underneath with a vibrant shade of scarlet. Nothing but malice fills the gleam in her eyes. Why are screams? My ears bleed. Ah. Oh my god, my ears bleed. This is gonna be one of those cutscenes, isn't it? My whole body feels distant. Every limb heavy with the lead, unable to move at will. Not even so I can wipe the beds and the sweat forming at my table. I guess I need to hold on to my mouse right now because I'm gonna get spooked. The racing of my breath easily fills the room in the wee hours while I force it back into the steady rhythm. There's a tightness in my chest I can't shake off, my heart pounding against it as if it's about to burst out. Something cold has settled in my legs. It's probably the ghost lady. Ah, I'm not ready for this. Come at me. Come at me. I'm ready. Just waiting my knuckles for the quick time events, guys. I don't know what quick time event's going to happen, but waiting my knuckles. Clack, clack. Okay. Not the usual chill that comes and goes with the passing breeze from the window, but one strong enough to sting, shackle, and leave a frigid sensation creeping up my skin. How fast did I read that? That was some record time reading, guys. With every struggle I make, the pressure winds firmly around my legs, tighter and tighter and tighter, and until it becomes too much. My heart stops. There she is. She's back. She's back, and I'm getting spooked. Okay. I need to calm my heart as well. Calm down. Okay. Another draught sweeps into the room and brings with it the iron tang of blood. Thick, suffocating, filling my nose with a foul, sickening smell as I shift my gaze downwards and it slowly comes into view. Ah! Nah. Killed it! Kill it with fire! Stamp it with anything you have. What do I have? I have nothing. If I was in this kind of situation, I would have been doomed. The stench of gore taints the air around me, and I can't look away. Ugh! Stop twitching, lady! Ugh! From it, the terror and the death that are uncanny twisted features alone scream. I try to open my mouth to shout to ask for any help, but my voice has left my body altogether. You seem to have a foot fetish there, lady. I think you should go and watch some porn in your spare time. I mean, you gotta get rid of all those fetishes you have right now. All I have is a painful realization that no kind of plea will ever save me from her. And suddenly the bed dips. Oh, no, get away from me! Ugh. Okay, that wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad. But she needs to watch porn if she needs to get those fetishes out. The brutal plunge back into myself jerks me awake. There is no ear-splitting scream and the wild crashes of limbs. Just a painful, constructing awareness that something has wounded itself tightly around my neck. I waste no second pulling it back, a blanket away, but allow myself a few minutes to steady my breathing before getting off the bed. Inhale, hold, exhale. 1 step, 2 step, 3. 1 step, 2 step, 3. Hey, that's fine. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step. I keep on knocking everything out my sight for some reason. I don't know why. The dreams have gone worse. Ever since 2 days ago, no longer are they the small gusty flash that I'm used to, but vivid ones that linger. I can still feel the blood in my hands, the putrid smell of the rotting flesh, the sickening crunch of bones breaking with every moment, and the cold, chilling eyes as they bore into me. I draw in one long, ragged breath, and before I know it, I'm walking out of the door. Even in the waking world, it reeks. Okay guys, that's all the time I have for this episode. So when we come back in the next episode, we're gonna see what happens next. What we're in store for. If Zachary is gonna get down to the bottom of this, is he going to talk to Isabella or anyone of the characters, or is he going to attend the party? But we're going to see that in the next episode, so stay tuned. So that being said, thank you for all the love and support. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Peace!
Legends never die.